Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akimath on the Four Corners, teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Thasha Require Mouth of the GMS Dallas Camp, coming at you with a quick head. Lord's will is edifying unto the hopeful elect. I'm sitting here, and I'm watching, GMS fruit of knowledge, you know. Please, Baba Kusha, subscribe, be edified, because he's going into, starving your distractions and feeding your focus. All right, he's really going into wisdom right now, because this is a joy in itself. Knowing where you are, where you come from, knowing the joy, of understanding. I'm going to jump straight into this Proverbs. Baba Kusha pulled a couple precepts. I'm going to bow out. This is Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "My son," it says, "My son, if thou wilt receive my words, all right, and hide my commandments with thee," all right, because Yahweh Shemi Shai really wants you to really bow down and humble thyself, all right, so you can understand the speech of his words, the speech of his knowledge. Okay, it says, "So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom, and apply thine heart to understanding." Because knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of our times and strength of salvation. All right, because that's the only thing that we hope for right now is salvation through our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has given you the building blocks in order for you to grow therein, and these are keys. So I'm going to continue on. All right, it says, "Yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and liftest up thine voice for understanding." What does that remind you of? That Isaiah pulled two precepts. That Isaiah, Salakia, chapter 58, verse 1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins." All right, and we know who Jacob is. Jacob is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which consists of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, I'll pull one more. This is Second Ezra, Second Ezra, chapter 1, verse 5. Right? It says, "Go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds, and their children's and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children." All right, because the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that He has given unto them, is what that elect group is going to give to their children and their children's children, because that information that they gave them, was of the ancient, of the old. All right, and to pass it on from their children's children's children, so they can become a nation of kings and priests. Okay, but going back to that uh, Proverbs chapter 2, verse 4, it says, "If thou," so like I'll read 3 again. It says, "Yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and lift up thy voice for understanding." Verse 4, "If thou seeketh her as silver, and searcheth for her as for hid treasures." All right, because she is like rubles. All right, she's like rubies. She's like sapphires. She's like in this modern day sense, she's like diamonds. All right, she's hard to find, but she's expensive to have. All right, so continuing on, it says, "Then shall thou understand the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai." So you're not going to just understand who Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is. You're going to understand his fear. All right, and the beginning of the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. Okay, and that's who she is. She is a desire that few men can obtain. Okay, continuing on, it says, "Then shall thou understand the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and find uh, the knowledge." So this is going into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and find the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. Uh, I'll pull a precept. Salakia. This is Wisdom of Solomon. You know, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him." All right? So we're seeking him. We're seeking the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to abide with him in our walks. So like it. One second. To abide with him on his walks. All right. It says, verse 2, it says, "For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and show himself unto such as do not distrust him." All right, and that's going into the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's going into the fear of the Lord. All right, let's jump to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and 1. It says, "But the souls of the righteous, are in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because they did not fear, or they were not afraid of this world. They were more inclined in the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They wanted that everlasting covenant which he has, pronounced before the 12 tribes. As it says in that Exodus, that Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 22. He wanted those things of old, those promises. All right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Better yet, I'll pull that, because this promise was made unto us. Okay, and it wasn't made to any other nation. And it's only through the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that you can obtain it. It says, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 22. It says, "With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham," which we know who Abraham is. Abraham is the patriarch, of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, Isaac is too, because Isaac came out of Abraham, and then Jacob came out of Isaac. But I'll read it again. It says, "With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham, his father's sake, the blessings of all men." And this is talking about just the nation of Israel. Because you can't pick any other nation out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. It says, of all men and the covenant. All right. It says, "And made it rest upon the head of Jacob." He acknowledged him in his blessing, and gave him an inheritance, and divided his portion, among the 12 tribes did he part them. Okay, and that portion was that wisdom, was that knowledge, was that understanding that he gave them. Okay, from the beginning, from the foundation. Okay, but I'm gonna jump back to that Proverbs and eat a little bit more off that plate. Proverbs chapter 2, I believe we're at verse 7. Well, I'll start at 6. It says, "For Yahweh Shemi Shai giveth wisdom out of his mouth, all right, cometh knowledge and understanding." All right, Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. All right, verse 7, it says, He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. All right, he layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler. And if you don't know what a buckler is a little shield that's on your sword hand. Okay, so as you're swinging the sword of the spirit, and something comes up that tries to attack you, you can block it with the buckler, or with the buckler you can boom bash your enemies. Okay, but it says to them that walk upright. All right, so he's giving you all this protection because you choose to walk upright according to his commandments. According to his law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, because that wasn't given to everybody. That was only given unto your nation, and you can either grasp hold of it and walk ye therein, or you can cast it from you and call Holoyim La Yahweh by Shem outside that 2/3 of these motherfuckers are gonna do that. All right, because they choose not the joy of the kingdom of heaven. They choose not to understand what the kingdom of heaven is. Okay, there's a little bit more, and I'll jump to a precept. All right, it says in verse 8, it says, He keepeth the path of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. And he's preserving them because you have a particular walk, you have a particular journey with Yahweh Shemi Shai to increase the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding which is being broke down in this chapter, which has been broke down in several other chapters. If you have an eye to see and an ear to hear, all right. But Yahweh Shemi Shai has already set up and set apart. He has sanctified you to walk according to the way that he has put before you. Okay. One more. It says, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul. Okay. Whenever the wisdom, because wisdom's going to try you, as it says in Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 17. Wisdom's going to try you and test you to see if you're worthy of her ways. Okay? And then after she does that, she will open up joy unto you. You can read that in Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 23 on down to 29. Okay? This is a joy that we're in. All right? And the more that we understand, the more that Yahweh Shemi Shai pours into us. All right? And, bro, so I'm going to pull this scripture that's been on my spirit for a while. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, for his soul pleased Yahweh by Shemi Shai, therefore has he to take him away from among the wicked. All right? So among this wicked ass generation, you're seeing all this folly, you're seeing all this bullshit, but yet if you keep your eyes single and you keep your mind on the things that are pleasing unto him, he's going to remove you from this wicked ass kingdom. Okay? Verse 15, it says, this the people saw and understood not. So everybody sees you walking, but yet they don't understand why is he still going. All right, why is he still pushing? All right. It says neither laid they up this in their minds. All right, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and he that he hath respect unto his chosen. So the Most High has has called us, to walk according to the ways that He has put before us. All right, and Lord's will, He's going to choose 144,000, and the 1/3 to actually abide in His love, to abide in the sanctuary which He has set up. And I'll go back to that Wisdom of Solomon 3. It says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there shall no torment touch them." It says, "In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery." All right, because they don't understand the latter end. That's why I just read in that Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. They laid that not in their own minds. Okay, so it says, "In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery." All right, verse 3, it says, "And their goings from us to be utter destruction." All right, but they are in peace. So they think that, since we're going through hell, we're going to reject and denounce. So, give me 1 second. They think that we're going to reject and denounce our power, in the midst of our walk, like Job's wife told us to do, or told Job to do, but that did not occur. All right, because he had faith and strength in His power, that all things is going to happen because of Him. Okay. Verse 5, verse 4, it says, "For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality." So we're hoping that this can continue until we get delivered, and that's immortality. All right, because Yahweh Shemi Shai set us up to be immortal. Better yet, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 23. It says, "For Yahweh Bashim Yahushai," it says, "For Yahweh Bashim Yahushai created man to be immortal, and made him to be the image of His immortality." All right? Because we are supposed to be His like image. Just like Yahweh Shai is Yahweh's like image, we are like images of Yahweh Shai. All right? And through the whole scriptures it says that. But you have to have a mind and an eye to see and an ear to hear. All right? You know how we didn't talk about a mouth. Is you have to see it and hear it and believe it in your heart, in your mind. Your la'ab, your heart, mind, and soul. Okay? But continuing on, it says, "And having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh Shemi Shai proved them and found them worthy for Himself." But hey, I wasn't trying to make this long. I was just trying to hit a couple points, because the brother did a beautiful lesson. It invigorated my spirit, to push for the mark as well. The water for listening. Y'all have a Barak Yawam. Hey, Shalom. Y'all Bashim Yahshai Bashim Kakodash Brakatah Hapatah.